The Theatre of Marcellus was a beautiful structure in ancient Rome, with a diameter of about 340 feet in its prime, and was used for singing and drama competitions, and today, with its new add-ons, has part of it used for small summer concerts and apartment dwellings on the top floors. It was planned sometime before 44 BC by Julius Caesar, taken back up by Augustus in 22 BC, and finished 5 years later in 17 BC. It was first used for part of the secular games in 13 BC. The Theatre of Marcellus was a strikingly bulky, big, and impressive building, which heavily inspired the design for the Colosseum. It had Doric pillars on the bottom level, Ionic on the second, and it is thought to have Corinthian pillars on the third level. They chose stones that were durable and water-resistant, like tufa, travertine, and lava fragments. It clearly shows technical craftsmanship through the support at the bottom with heavy wooden piles, concrete walling, and barrel vaults. The seating arrangement also influenced theaters built later in Italy and the western portion of the empire. Theater was not as big in Roman culture as it was in Greece. The Romans tried creating their own type of comedy, but none of it survived, which means the Romans probably didn't like it, considering that popular pieces were typically copied and survived. So they mostly plagiarized Greek writings and culture, like most aspects of Rome typically do. Roman theater was never thought as a respectable and dignified profession. While people did have favorite actors, they didn't necessarily want to be them. Actors were mainly played by slaves and sometimes freedmen. In Greek society, theater was thought as a high-class cultural expression. However, in Rome, it was just another form of entertainment. The architectural achievement that is the Theatre of Marcellus shows the love the Romans gave this area of entertainment, regardless of whether or not it could hold a candle to the popularity of gladiatorial showdowns. The Theatre of Marcellus went through a lot of transformations like Rome. Just like the Roman government went from republic to empire to ruins, the Theatre of Marcellus went from theater to statue display, and it ended up as a palatial-style building, which is pretty much just a certain Italian style of building. Augustus had dedicated this theater to his nephew, but sadly, the nephew did not see its completion. Rome started to bring in new ideas of entertainment. While the Theatre of Pompeii was the first permanent theater, the Theatre of Marcellus was the first theater personally dedicated by an emperor to someone else. Once the theater fell into disuse, almost 400 years later, some of the stones were used in a project in the 4th century to build the Bridge of Cestius. In 421 AD, Petronius Maximus displayed statues in it, and that's how it was left when Rome fell. But in the 11th and 12th century, the theater was taken over by the Pierre Lyons family and converted to a fortress. And finally, in 1368, the theater was taken over by the Savelli family, who hired Baldassare Peruzzi in 1519 to convert it into a palazzo, which incorporated the ruins, which is what is seen today. As you can see, the Theatre of Marcellus is obviously the best Roman monument. After all, who wouldn't want to go to this piece of beautiful theatrical history? So if you get the chance, go down and visit it. Thank you for watching.